Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Hello all, welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm your host Alyx, rocking the Jinkies look today. I just had my glasses on and I did not feel like taking them off, so deal with them. At least they don't have any glare, I don't think so. But yeah, I'm up here to talk about a piece of wrestling news that didn't require me to pull out my HD camera, but it's catching a lot of traffic and people are losing their minds over it. I don't know why. I think it's hilarious that some of you are like, huh? You guys are like the voice at the end of the Home Improvement theme song. Dun, 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 dun. Huh? So we're going to talk about this idea that WWE is hiring people who know nothing about wrestling. Because that's never happened before. If you like what I have to say, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, click that bell. Help me get to 50,000 subscribers. That is the new goal. And if you want to help expand the brand, first off, join the membership. If you would like to, of course, help contribute to the channel. There's all sorts of tiers. There's a $1 tier, and you also have different tiers with different perks. The highest perk is $25. You get to request a video. Topic, reaction of any kind once a month. If that's something you're into, give it a shot. Also, you can also do the following things. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at JustAlexCentral, give me a follow on Instagram, donate using PayPal, Patreon. Super chats are not they're not necessarily officially on. You can donate using Super Chat because this is a stream, but it will not be played live in the air. This is recorded, but thank you for those who donate whatever fashion fits for you. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries and just to say hi. And don't forget to buy yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. Get yourself a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. Most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. Say it with me. America t-shirt made by It's J Knox and Firestar Heart. All of this at Teespring and Pro Wrestling Tees. Let's get right to this lovely piece of news. So, this lovely young lady you see before you, I believe is it Kenice Mobley? I think I said her name right. Kenice Mobley, who I think either wrote for SNL, Saturday Night Live, or acted, or maybe both. I have no idea. She was recently hired by WWE. Maybe not recently, but she's one of the current writers in WWE, and she did an interview where she made some statements that make people go, huh? Lord have mercy. I'm going to read this from NoDQ.com, Aaron Ripped. As previously noted, new WWE writer, Kenice Mobley admitted that WWE did not require her to know anything about wrestling during an appearance on the Asian Not Asian podcast. She said the following, and I quote, "They did not require me to know anything about wrestling." I don't know why she has a southern accent, but let's go with it. But I do have a background in film and production and comedy writing, and they're like, perfect, come on in, yeah. Yeah, basically that's how she got her job. Dave Meltzer had a couple things to say about it. He said Mobley was said to be under the gun for making comments for speaking publicly about the hiring process. One person very close to the situation noted that the negative reaction to this and said that she is not the only one in this situation. And actually, this is typical of many of the writers. So they've been doing this for a while. But where they were embarrassed by this is that by going public, it makes WWE to the outside world look blindly stupid. It makes you look blindly stupid. I don't think you're blindly stupid. I just think you're stupid. If anything else, you're not blindly stupid. You're stupid. And here's the thing. We have to just have a come to Jesus moment. All of you doing the whole, what? They're using comedy writers that don't know anything about wrestling? Duh. We got to understand once and for all, the current roster in WWE has no value. What do I mean by that? A lot of these wrestlers don't give a shit if they look bad or not. Okay? They don't really care about entertaining you. They care about making money. Not all the wrestlers feel that way, but a majority do. So, because they have no pride in their work, Vince McMahon can just do whatever he wants with them. And most of the time, whatever he wants to do entertains him. Raw and SmackDown are shows geared to an audience of one. So why are we surprised that a guy named Vince McMahon is hiring writers from a show he loves? It's no secret he loves SNL. That just seems like the type of show he watches and adores. And why are we acting like Kenice Mobley here is the only writer that he's hired that has no experience in wrestling? Of course they don't require her to know anything. They don't care. Vince McMahon nowadays doesn't give a shit. Does not give a shit about professional wrestling. Not even gonna debate that he ever gave a shit. I don't think he actually did. I always thought he was more of a movie type of dude. I'm here to create characters. I'm here to create movies. Although I feel like he did respect the art of wrestling. He doesn't have to now. Especially since he's getting paid by these big promotions $2 billion to just do whatever the hell he wants, just to produce content. Whether it's good or not, it's content. So when you have a company who doesn't care about wrestling, with wrestlers who don't give a shit how they're used, why are we surprised they would hire Kenice Mobley? What do you expect her to do? Nah, sorry. I can't take this job because you're stupid. Why would you hire me to write for a wrestling show when I don't know anything about that? She's gonna take the job because it's money. And that's what WWE is. It's a cash grab. It's money. It's money for me, for my YouTube channel. It's money for you if you go to these betting odds sites, DraftKings. It's money for the wrestlers, and it's money for Vince. It's all a cash grab. No one here really cares about the current generation. And I think we need to understand that and accept that what we get on TV probably won't get any better until the current structure, the people behind scenes change, which is not going to happen. Vince McMahon will never give up his position. He is never going to stop being the boss. He might take himself off of creative, which he should, but if you're expecting Vince to sell WWE to another person and not have anything to do with it, you're out of your mind. That's never happening. It's not. It's just what he is. And you know what? I can't really say he doesn't have a right to that. It's his company. He owns WWE. He created WWE. So if he wants to run it into the ground, turn it into a comedy act, fine. I just don't like the fact that they portray themselves as a legitimate professional wrestling show. If you want to go the cinematic route, stop bullshitting and go all the way with it. Go Lucha Underground with it. Seriously. I would rather WWE just be completely transparent. And this whole news about them being embarrassed. We're so embarrassed that this got out. Why are you embarrassed? Why be embarrassed? It's okay. We already knew you didn't give a shit about your product by watching it. We would actually respect you a lot more if you came out and said, look, we are no longer in the business of giving you a professional wrestling show. We are no longer in the business of producing characters and storylines geared to build-ups to pay-per-views and making matches and making you care about professional wrestling. We just want to do things our way. In other words, we want to please Vince. Whatever Vince wants, then he gets. And that's what Mobley's there for. She goes to these meetings. Vince goes, I want this. She goes, all right. So do you want it this side? You want fries on the side? Ask her to jump high. She's just like, it's just one of those things we have to understand once and for all, that WWE is just not a company for us anymore. Now, will we have periods that wrestling is good in WWE? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's not deliberate. A lot of the times it happens by accident. You might get a couple of Brock Lesnar appearances, John Cena appearances, but how long are you going to get those? These men are in their 40s now. Eventually that's going to stop, if not in the next 2-3 years. And you're left with a roster that they buried. They have completely made useless, made valueless. So when these guys leave, they won't be missed. And that's what they want. This is exactly what they want. And we need to stop pretending that they give a shit about us. They do not care about us. What they care about is our money. They don't. The fact that they hired this woman for the sake of just hiring her with no wrestling experience, what does that tell you? You don't need Dave Meltzer to tell you that they were embarrassed. Why? That's another thing too. It's Dave Meltzer. I like Dave, but the main source for news I go to is Fightful.com, which is Sean Ross Sapp. He is the Stone Cold Steve Austin of wrestling news, in my personal opinion. But you don't need people like that to tell you that WWE is in trouble, that WWE was hiring people who don't know nothing about wrestling. Just watch the show. So don't get mad at Kenice here. Miss Mobley, who's kind of cute. That's not the problem. Look, she is doing what she's hired for. She didn't ask, to come on a wrestling show and deliberately not write. I'm pretty sure if she was asked to write for wrestling, she would do it. And if she doesn't know anything about it, she would learn about it. But she doesn't need to know anything about it because they don't want her to know anything about it because they don't care. They do not care. So all these wrestlers and fans talking about it's people like this, like Kenice Mobley ruining the product. No, it's the people in charge ruining it. It's the people in charge who don't give a shit about wrestling, and it's the wrestlers themselves who won't stand up for themselves. They just let it happen to them because they're getting money. This is what they care about. They don't care about you, they care about this, and that's WWE. Wake up. That's a sad reality. So if you're watching this show, you're watching it because you want to watch me talk about it. Subscribe. No, you're watching it out of habit. And you're a hopeless romantic like me. You're a hopeless fan. Just like, eventually it will get better. Eventually they'll learn. Every day goes by where I just lose more and more faith that they will ever learn. I don't think they care. Because they are being taught not to care. They are getting billions to not care. And then the wrestlers don't give a shit either. Okay, some of them do. Some of them actually do care about the quality, about the art of wrestling. But a majority of them, they know. They are very aware that this is what it is. So why not just make your money? I'm 40 years old. I'm out of my prime. I'm not going to be accepted anywhere else. So I might as well put on a Superman cape and go da-da-da-da, Super Nikki. Reality. That is WWE for you. I'm just speaking facts. Now, if you don't care about that and you're still gonna watch, I mean, you're in the same boat as me. I'm still gonna turn on Raw and SmackDown because I have a YouTube channel. But again, eventually, I'm just gonna get sick of it. I can already tell once and for all that this is not going to be a long-term thing because they don't care. SummerSlam's going to be fine. Actually, I think SummerSlam's going to be off the chain. That entire weekend with NXT TakeOver and SummerSlam is going to be fire. I don't know where I'll stand once The Rock fights Roman. I think after The Rock fights Roman, that's it. There's nothing else for WWE. There's literally nothing else they can do to make me interested. That is the only thing they got left. Once that's over with, we're done. That's it. Because they are not in the business of making stars, clearly, when they hire people like this. So don't be embarrassed, WWE. Embrace it. You don't give a shit about wrestling. You like making low-par comedy. SNL skits, and you do whatever Vince wants, and you get paid for it more than most people do just working a regular job, who does take pride in their work, because that's the world we live in. Don't get mad at Miss Mobley here. Don't get mad at her. Get mad at the people who hired her. That's my thoughts. Thank you for watching. I wonder how many people I pissed off. I wonder how many of y'all were actually shocked by this. I think a good majority of you probably weren't. I just saw a couple of people like, huh? Jesus Christ, y'all. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Again, like the video, subscribe. Help me get to 50,000. And as always, stay tuned for more wrestling content right here in Alyx's World. I'm out. Peace.